What is going on, travelers? In today's video we're going to be covering a new 4-star character in Genshin Impact, and that is Charlotte, our second cryo catalyst user. And honestly, I'm very excited because she is a healing unit that scales off attack percentage. But as you all know, I'm not doing a support guide. I am going to be using her as a main DPS. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now for her normal attack, she has a 3-hit combo, and may I say, Genshin, Hoyoverse, her animation is just what we needed. Look at this. This is just so adorable. I absolutely love it. There's nothing very, unique about the damage that her normal attack, but the animation is very unique. Charlotte's elemental skill, framing freezing point composition. Now when you do tap this, she's going to snap a picture of the opponents in front of her, and they will apply snappy silhouette to a maximum of 5 opponents. During this effect's duration, it will deal cryo damage to affected opponent at intervals. Now when you do the hold version, during this time the viewfinder will expand as you hold until it reaches the finisher frame state. Now this does apply the same thing as tap with snappy silhouette, but if you do it when it reaches finishing frame, you will instead apply focused impression, which lasts longer and deals more damage, although the skill cooldown will be longer. Now for her elemental burst, still photo, she's going to create a field kind of like Diona. Now it's going to deal cryo damage, but it's also going to continuously restore HP to active characters within its AoE based on Charlotte's attack. She is going to have a casting healing plus some more healing as it continues. Now the duration of the field is 4 seconds, cooldown is 20, and the energy cost is 80. Now for passive moment of impact, when opponents marked by focus impression are defeated, framing freezing point composition's cooldown will be decreased by 2 seconds. This cooldown reduction can be triggered 4 times every 12 seconds, a great quality of life passive. Next passive, when the party contains 1 to 3 Fontanians other than herself, Charlotte gains 5, 10, 15% healing bonus, and if they're not from Fontaine, she'll gain cryo damage. Now for constellations, her C1, a need to verify facts. When Charlotte does heal someone within her field, it's going to give her healing over time to that character every 2 seconds for 80% of Charlotte's attack. This effect lasts for 6 seconds. Her C2, a duty to pursue truth. When using framing freezing point composition and you hit 1, 2, 3 or more opponents, Charlotte's own attack will be increased by 10, 20, 30 for 12 seconds. This is a great addition to her DPS, and of course it goes with her healing as well. Her C4, a responsibility to oversee. When you use her elemental skill and you hit opponents marked by snappy silhouette or focus impression, it will deal 10% more damage and restore 2 energy to Charlotte. This restoration can be triggered 5 times every 20 seconds. Now her elemental burst is 80 energy cost, so this is very valuable for her kit. Now for her C6, a summation of interest. When the active character's normal and charge attack hit an opponent marked by framing freezing point composition's focus impression, it will initiate a coordinated attack that deals 180% of Charlotte's attack as AoE cryo damage and heals active characters within the AoE for 42% of Charlotte's own attack. This effect can be triggered once every 6 seconds. Both damage and healing dealt in this will be considered as having been done by Charlotte's elemental burst. This is amazing, so it's going to give you some off-field cryo application, some more damage, and some heals from Charlotte. Now for stats for Charlotte, healing wise and main DPS wise, she scales off attack. So if you just want a healing Charlotte, just go ahead and put attack on her. Now for main DPS, I would really recommend an attack Sands, an attack or cryo damage Goblet, and a crit Circlet. Now for main DPS Charlotte, of course the 4-piece Blizzard Stereo set is going to be great because you're just going to be able to stack on that crit damage. She's a cryo catalyst user, so it's going to be very easy to apply cryo to the opponent and of course freezing them as well. Now, you can't freeze all the opponents, you can't freeze bosses, so if you are looking for a melt comp Charlotte, you can do a 4-piece Wanderer's Toupee or the 4-piece Gilded Dream set. Getting that EM will help with a lot of melt comps. Now, for 2-piece sets, of course you can use 2-piece attack percentage, maybe some cryo damage, or even some energy recharge if you truly do need it and wanting to use her burst. Now, for Charlotte's weapon choices, you're generally going to gravitate towards attack or energy recharge for support. Now, for main DPS, you're going to gravitate for crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Now, for the first weapon I want to talk about, it's going to be the Oathsworn Eye, a high base attack percentage catalyst that increases the energy recharge by 48% after you do her elemental skill. Now, this was an event weapon, but it is perfect for her. Fontaine Craftable is going to be another good choice with the high base attack and attack percentage substat. The Craftable Frost Bear is going to be another good catalyst on her, especially if you're going to be using her as a main DPS, a good base attack and a high attack percentage substat with a little bit extra damage from the passive. The Dodo Tells is another great weapon choice with a base attack and attack percentage substat and a passive that's going to increase her normal attack and charge attack damage. Now, the Wine and Song is another great option for both support and main DPS Charlotte with a high base attack, energy recharge for the substat, and a passive that's going to increase her attack. The Black If Agate not only matches her aesthetic, is a great main DPS option with the crit damage substat. The Solar Pearl is another good option for her with the crit rate substat and a great passive. The Widsith is going to be the OG amazing 4-star catalyst. You cannot go wrong with this with a crit damage substat and a passive that's just going to help her overall damage. Moving on to 5 stars, the Lost Prayer Sacred Wind, of course, it's going to be the OG main DPS catalyst, crit rate substat, and a passive that's going to increase her elemental damage. Kaga's Verity is an okay option, it's just going to be a stat stick with that crit damage and high base attack. Tula's Remember is actually going to be a great option on her with a high base attack, crit damage substat, and it's going to increase her normal attack speed and damage. Memory of the Dust is actually going to be very good on her with the high base attack, a very high attack percentage substat, and if you're running her with the shield, even better, just increasing more of the attack. Skyward Atlas is going to be her best weapon of choice with the high base attack percentage substat, and it's going to increase her elemental damage through its passive. Now in this video, we're going to go ahead and run her as a freeze comp and also a melt composition. The freeze one's going to be Jinkyu, Shenhe, and Kazuha, while the melt comp is going to be Bennett, Xiangling, and Kazuha. Now for the freeze comp, here is my Charlotte. Without further ado, let's get into the damage showcase.
No, my sword! Ring cutter! Huh? My will as
one with wind and cloud!
Say cheese! Say cheese!
Wind strike! Clouds high! The birds come!
Witness the power of Gua! Huh? Cryo incarnate! Take your true form! Hard-hitting exclusive! Hold that pose! No, my sword! Let me weave you a transfiguration! Say cheese! Take your true form. Do your master's bidding. True form. Hold that pose. Smile.
Clouds high. The birds come.
Take your true form. Cryo incarnate. Witness the power. Go.
And there you have it, a main DPS damage showcase on Charlotte. Please comment down below if you like the freeze or the melt build better, and I do stream most nights on Twitch, so please go ahead and follow me on there. It would mean the world to me, and I'll see you on my next video.